Press the perineum with the left heel and stretch out the right leg. Take firm hold of the toes of your right foot with both hands. Then contract the throat in the Jalandhara Bandha and hold the breath in the upper part, that is, in the Sushumna. Then the Kundalini becomes straight, just as a coiled snake, when struck by a rod, suddenly straightens itself like a stick. Then Kundalini becomes straight at once. Then the other two nadis, Ida and Pingala, become dead because the breath goes out of them. Then one should breathe out very slowly without hurrying up. This has been declared to be Mahamudra by the great Siddhas. The wise great yogis declare this as Mahamudra and say that through it all the doshas, like great afflictions of the body, including death, get weakened. He should first practice on the moon, that is left side, and then practice on the sun, that is right side. When the number held in both positions become equal, then the mudra should be ended. There is nothing that such a practitioner cannot eat or must avoid. All food of whatever taste or no taste at all, and even poison would be thoroughly digested as if it were nectar. Practice of Mahamudra removes consumption, leprosy, piles, constipation, abdominal diseases, indigestion, etc. Thus has been described the Mahamudra that confers great siddhis on all persons. This should be carefully kept secret and should not be divulged to any and everyone. Coming to Mahabandha, pressing the perineum with the left heel, place the right foot upon the left thigh. Having drawn in the breath, place the chin firmly on the chest, contract the anus and fix the mind in the middle, on the Sushumna Nadi. Restrain the breath as long as possible, then breathe out slowly. Practice well, first on the left side and then on the right side. According to some, the throat lock, which is the Jalandhara Bandha, should be avoided and the tongue should be pressed firmly against the root of the front teeth. This Jiva Bandha in the course of Mahabandha stops the upward course of the prana through all the nadis except the Sushumna. This Mahabandha helps to confer great siddhis. This frees one from the great noose of time, that is death, and brings about the union of three streams, that is nadis, Ida, Pingala and Sushumna. It also enables the mind to reach Kedara, that is the sacred seat of Lord Shiva in the center between the eyebrows. As a beautiful and graceful woman is unfruitful without a husband, so Mahamudra and Mahabandha have no value without the Mahaveda. Mahaveda is the yogi assuming the Mahabandha posture should draw in his breath with a concentrated mind and stop the upward and downward course of the prana by the throat mudra or Jalandhara Bandha. Place the two palms straight upon the ground and strike the ground softly with the buttocks. By this, the prana leaving the two nadis, Ida and Pingala, goes through the middle, which is Sushumna. Then takes place the union of the moon, sun and fire, Ida, Pingala and Sushumna. This surely leads to immortality. The body then attains a death-like aspect, then breathe out slowly. This is how Mahaveda is performed. With practice, it confers great siddhis, removes wrinkles, grey hairs and trembling. So this is followed by expert practitioners. This highly esoteric three bandhas ward off death and old age, increase the gastric fire and confer the siddhis such as anima, etc. These are performed in 8 different ways every day at every yama, that is 3 hours. These bestow punya punya, which is merit, and destroy the accumulated papa, which are the vices. Those who are well tutored in these, after being guided by the teacher, need to practice them gradually. What is kekari? The tongue is turned back and enters the cavity leading to the skull, and the eyes are fixed firmly between the eyebrows. This is called kekari mudra. The kekari mudra becomes successful when the length of the tongue is increased by cutting, shaking, and pressing it until it touches the middle of the eyebrows. Taking a smooth, clean knife as sharp as the leaf of the milk hedge plant, cut to a hair's breadth the tender membrane that connects the tongue with the lower part of the mouth. Then run the part with a compound of powdered rock salt and haritaki. Then after 7 days, cut again to the extent of hair's breadth. But these are not at all recommended. Practice gradually and with diligence for a period of 6 months. In 6 months, the membrane that connects the tongue with the lower part of the mouth is severed. As I said earlier, please do not practice all this. These are just given in the verses. Turn the tongue to enter the place at the junction of the 3 nadis, that is, the hole in the palate. This kekari mudra is also called Vyomak chakra. When this is kept up even for half a shana, that is for about half an hour, when the tongue turned upwards, the body is freed from all poisons, disease, old age and death. One who knows the kekari mudra is free from disease, death, sloth, sleep, hunger, thirst, or clouding of the intellect. He who knows the kekari mudra is not affected by any disease. He is not tainted by any karma, and time has no power over him. The mudra is designated as kekari by Siddhas because the mind moves in space, akasha, and the tongue also moves in the akasha. With a cavity at the upper part of the palate sealed through kekari mudra, the seminal fluid is not emitted even though he is embraced by a passionate woman. Even though the fluid has come down to the genital organ, still he can draw it upwards by his powers by practicing yoni mudra. The yogi who with his tongue turned upwards drinks the soma juice with a concentrated mind undoubtedly conquers death within 15 days. This is also not at all recommended. When the body of the yogi is filled daily with the soma juice, it does not perish even when bitten by the serpent Takshaka. As the fire does not go out so long as there is fuel, as the light in the lamp does not die out so long as there is oil and wick, so called the jiva, individual self, remains in the body as long as it is vivified by the nectar of the moon. One who is filled with this nectar may eat the flesh of a cow or drink Amṛtasiddhi, strong liquor, but I consider him to be born in the most noble of families. Others are destroyers of families. By the word go in Sanskrit, it means the tongue. Making it enter the hole in the palate is eating the flesh of the go, that is cow or the tongue. This destroys the 5 great papas, which are the vices. The essence that flows from the moon, which is produced by the heat caused by the entry of the tongue, is called Amṛtasiddhi. When the tongue touches the cavity in the palate all the time, the nectar flows. It tastes salty, pungent, and sour. It also resembles milk, honey, and ghee. This cures all diseases, old age is overcome, weapons are warded off, immortality is assured, the 8 siddhis come to him and he attracts siddha women. This is not to be taken literally. The nectar possesses the tastes of salt, chili, tamarind, milk, honey, and ghee as if it were these things. The tastes vary according to the times.